this journey with me when I go through this today. So, all right, we're gonna kind of get to what this is all about and how this is gonna play out. But today we're gonna talk about I can, we are, kind of the golden thread in all of it, and the point of our story and how it all comes together. So, I'm gonna begin with the point of our story and the point of all of it. And at that point, and the point we are at right now, the moment itself. Okay, so yeah, and I'm gonna be referring to this as I'm speaking and talking, but this is what we're looking at, and this is everything we know. This is the point of all of it. This is the point of this moment. This is all of reality. This is history. This is all of our stories. This is science, math. Everything is right here. Anything that we're talking about, our conversations today, everything is right here. So if just do this with me, if you think about everything that's out there, everything, the universe itself, and all of it, we're a speck. Okay, so we've kind of gone through that. This speck is a plank, but it's many of them. It's not one plank. But there is a plank length. It's volume and I think it's a time. It's just a bit of information. So we imagine are a bit of information. Now we are a tapestry of bits. Like the golden thread is going to be a tapestry of our way home, our way within, our way to greater empowerment and greater self-fulfillment. So everything is growing. So this golden thread becomes a tapestry with where we're going. In all of the thoughts and everything that's out there, this one little speck that is us is made up of many, 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 many specks. That is all of our points of view on all of our different things, all of our thoughts on all of it, all of our teachings and our beliefs and you know, in the stories, all of it. So when we actually are reflecting what fulfills us. So when we, in our human world, in our interactions in our daily world, not in our head, but what we're doing with our bodies, with our hands, with all of our senses, we're actually able to experience fulfillment in what we see, what we touch, what we eat, what we do. But that's seeking fulfillment, if we fulfill from within and we have that be our guider, our guiding compass, we're able to feel greater and greater fulfillment. And that inner guidance is something that's telling us, when we pause, we can feel what fulfills us. We know, I need something to drink. That's going to feel fulfilling right now. I know I need rest. I know I need a moment by myself without the conversation. I know. So that inner feeling is this God force in all of us, this thriving. And then our human thoughts and our human interactions and our human teachings have added this layer of duality, a layer of survival to our actions. And this layer of survival that we've added to our actions enables the systems that we've created, the government, the radio, the news, but we make more money when we focus on stuff that brings our energy into the physical world. So if I can play a game all day on my iPhone all day, I'm using my energy and it's going into this electronic world. And then they're able to use that energy and reuse it to build their business, which is great. And we're able to grab people's attention, but all of our energy that's spent wherever we're spending it is ours. So if we spend our energy on this and it's more fulfilling for us, it's not just the status quo and it's not depleting, but it's fulfilling, then this is a tool that can be used for our own good. In everything that we do, we're looking for just how to have greater fulfillment within and in all of our stories and everything, at the point of our stories and at the point of what we're doing. If we can take our hands and have them physically doing what fulfills our hearts, if we can align, and if we can greater align with each other by creating businesses that reach neighborhoods easier, connections that connect us quicker and easier, and allow monetary flow much easier, that we don't have to go through systems to reach each other. We can go through each other to reach each other. It's a way, and as we develop ways where we don't sell it, where we just give it away. In the sales, we want to create more and more. So as we give you more tools, we're using devices that make you more needy of the tools. In what we're doing in this collective, it's just finding self-fulfilling things that fulfill me from within, and then sharing my gifts openly and freely out there. So I can see that just communicating in a language of I, we, us, and ours enables a more unified conversation. It enables us stay in this much easier. And this is where I get my joy. At the center, at the point of all of it is stuff that's self-fulfilling for myself, but also more fulfilling for anybody. And it draws people to want to give, to want to share in, to want to grow it. Something self-fulfilling. So the I can, we are, at the point of all of it is I can speak in a language allows a lot of the man-made stuff. So if you look at just the man-made world, if we look at just what we physically have created, there are so many amazing places and things and experiences and gloriously amazing places. We can also talk about places where it's not at the moment, and that's because the essence has left that space. The creating is gone. It's now dilapidating. It's no longer got the life force in it. In a lot of our systems that we keep upholding, the life force, the essence of what began in that idea, the ideal that transformed into a business, that transformed into a structure or a way or whatever. But as it became useful, it was alive and it had the essence of all of us in it, what we believed, what we intended, what we attended to, what we were sharing. But that thriving was alive in it. So the God in it, that force, that life force is in all the stuff as we're creating it. But if we're reflecting on it, then we're not reflecting on creating. Our reflections have become about the status quo or about the man-made versions instead of the essence of it in the creation of it. So as we focus more on what enlightens us and what makes us feel good and what fills us with joy, and as we use our heads and our hands and our hearts, and align them, as we just find an avenue to reach out, to connect, to share our gifts, to share somebody else's, to witness the presence, the essence in all of us. And what we're doing is the more we can stay in the moment and fulfilling this moment personally, individually, the more we can see that we can do more as a we can. So I can do a lot. I can meditate, I can pray, I can take a walk, I can sit in the sun, I can sleep, I can laugh, I can turn on music, I can dance, I can find ways to feel self-fulfilling. But at a certain level, the world around me that I feel victim to is all my point of view. It's all something I can change. So my world becomes about what I can operate, and I first get my energy back. So I believe in this space we're going to do a lot of strengthening the I can. The I can is this is a pathway of enlightenment for each of us individually. It's our path. It's our collective path and our individual path is going from I can. So first self-empowering ourselves, getting our energy back from freely giving it without even knowing it, but we give our time and attention to conversations that don't fulfill us, to shows that don't fulfill us, to stations that don't fulfill us. So it's finding a way in the moment where we can share what does fulfill us in the moment. Just easy, simple things that we can do that are self-fulfilling, and then sharing them freely without a space that you have to buy anything, you have to pay anything, you have to do anything. But there's also no sucker punches, no added information on why all the others don't work or why everything can work. It's just if you have access to it and if it resonates for you. So it's just putting all of the stuff that I can do in a basket that I can easily automate to grab from, to use, to share with others, to say, hey, this is an easy way to relax. If you've got a friend that's got high anxiety, it's an easy place to, use this technique, use that, but it's just the simple I cans, the ABCs of it without the details. The details take up a whole lot of time and energy, and that's added energy that takes away from fulfilling right now. I just need the tool. I don't need the why. I just need the tool. And to get the why, I need to be able to trust the giver. So this is a space where we trust each other to give truly what serves us. And if it truly serves, share it. And if it helps in the moment, share it. And then when we share it, if it helps others in the moment, but it's also tools that we can use as a collective. So as we come together and begin sharing all these I cans and how to self-empower, how to use the past to remember your strongest moments, to see your smartest self, to know your most compassionate inner self, to see, like, a lot of times we think we're not as strong as we are, but when we use our past to see our strengths, that's a great use of our past. And without all the whys and really using up your energy to stay in the past and drudge up stuff that's not fulfilling, stuff that's painful, stuff that was something we learned from and moved on from. We don't need to drudge that up, but to go back and use our past to grab a strength, to grab an insight from a grandparent, or something from a book, or a feeling when I look at a photo, to use your memories and to use your past and to use your photos and in the moment, to use all we have in the moment to strengthen it without the details pulling us out of the moment. So ICANN is where we begin, and I believe that us coming together is really just us knowing what I can do. So the presence of that, it feels great as we're doing it, is something that I can do. I can stay in this place and create right here. I can spend the rest of my days speaking about what I love, knowing that it helps if anybody hears the same things. I only see it serving, not taking away from. So as we in the moment share all that I can do, begin to find ways to in the moment meditate, in the moment grab our energy for that next big meeting, for that next challenge, for that life event. We can also use it to steer. So the I can, as we use our stuff to empower us, we can also use it to steer where I can go. Knowing that you are as strong as you are, and that you are as compassionate and as capable and as, having that in your, and having your strengths, having your energy back. So you feel like you can fulfill, and you can, at any moment you walk out the door and life hits you, you're able to come back to a state of homeostasis, of balance, where you're able to get your head back in. That's all right. I'm walking. I can talk about it, and maybe you're not walking, but however life hits you, to take from that moment and say, I'm still here to go, you're in control. So having the control of doing that is huge. And then realizing our control is only greater when we come together. So when we align with somebody else's passion, like I can say that that my insight says we should speak in this language. I can create a website that says these, work on a self-fulfilling bias and explain it to somebody, that we all have an origin, and that's our point of view, and the point we're trying to make, the movement we're trying to get, the thing we're trying to show or have people see. But if what I believe serves, and I can make you believe it serves you, it's a game of make believe. And if what I say you believe, and I can make you believe, we can create together. And as we create together, what we create is greater. We're greater than the sum of our parts. So when we're drawn together, instead of being pulled together or being corralled together or being forced together, but as it's, just openly visible that, hey, if you're drawn to join. But when we're drawn to join, then we're kind of all focused on this center of the point, which the center of the point is this love, fulfilling, blissful. But it's a feeling that happens long before the words we have, before we're able to speak, before we're able. So a lot of the ineffable is where we're going. And we actually, as we come together, that's how it becomes effable, is we're able to say things we can't as just a fraction, because we only have a fractional view of this whole from our insight. But as we come together, as we work together, as we do what I can do, and we come together, we naturally solve and solutions happen. So the conversation, the most divisive stuff, the edges start feeling softer, because there's an easier pad. It's not as harsh on the edges. We're coming together. There's more love. There's more kindness. So not that we don't go through it, but it begins to fade away. And one of the higher power, we never see anything except one, and we become more powerful as we come together. But in that, we don't see anything else. We don't see the fringes disappear. We just see we have the ability to know that they were there once and no longer are, but we can feel it. The divisive reality fades. The inclusive reality is gold. That's where the golden thread takes us, is we'll see all these stories take us to a place where, as we come together, we do have all the answers, and we do have solutions that just we're each able to be individually happy and very diverse, and yet still live happily together and create greater and greater as one, as we become one in beliefs and intentions. As our energy works together, we transform, we become more powerful, we're able to do things. So in business, it's really easy. As you get 4 or 5 people together, now I've got somebody that can handle the internet. Well, this person can handle the legal end of it and get the business going. Well, this person can handle the advertising, and this person can handle the books and getting that. So as we come together, we're able to create something that each individually we couldn't. And in this space, we come together with a joint thing. It's not to create one little thing, it's just to open up possibilities. So in this, so right now, our conversations are creating our reality. All right. And in this world, okay, if we just look at what is man-made in this entire universe, what we see, let's just say this speck, this outer edge, is all of the manufactured world that we see. Everything from the Parthenon to the newest construction going up right now. Everything that's out there, we see, and then you've got in the natural world, which is the next realm, we've got a whole lot more history seen in that realm, and that's in the caves and in the, archaeological digs, and, our story is in all of this. And as we look at the story and all of this, more, and we create more and more, this edge, we're just keep building and building, and our separation from each other is growing. As we communicate in oneness, as we use this platform, as we come together, as we find solutions, this all starts to fade and it comes back to one. So we become closer, and we are able to see that, our businesses were able to start creating greater solutions in little neighborhoods just because we got somebody that knows the accounting, somebody that knows, and we come up with little bubbles that, hey, we can help you come up with a company where you can do the same thing in your hometown, where you can, so there's just tons of ideas, but it's all coming together for how do I take my path and get from here to fulfillment, and in working from this place of bliss and love and knowing that we're one, do something that fulfills that feeling inside. And for most of us, our heads, our hands, our hearts, our physical lives don't change a whole lot, but we just change focus a little bit. We might just add on a social group in our community, and all of a sudden that opens up a whole realm where, oh my God, I'm blissfully living, I'm giving back, and the world, and I am seeing changes. And for some of us, it's a different position in the same company. For some of us, it's just speaking. And for some of us, it's big changes. So the way I see this, I can, we can, we are. The I can, we are is I can celebrate. I can speak in the language of oneness. I can feel greater and greater self-fulfillment. I can keep refocusing, but I can greater automate all of this, growing it. So the site is for all of our ideas and ideals to come together in one place. And in this place where all these are coming together, as we're coming together, I know we have the intelligence, instead of using our gifts for this company or that company, to use it for the good of all, in a space where we're all sharing these, and it's open and it's honest, and it's tools where we can have a space that funds itself by saying it, people want to give, like it automatically supports itself. But then as it's growing, we're gonna use this to create greater and greater avenues to connect, create greater and greater ways to invest in our collective future. A collective future that enables greater individual futures as well. So a lot of what we have here in the man-made world, like right now, there's so many businesses where you can connect and you can plug in and you can get the help you need, and you can pay for it and you can get whatever. But there are spaces where you can't connect, you can't get a hold of, you can't, we're all at different levels of progress. So not always in this space, this is where progress doesn't matter, because we communicated without having to go through this means or that means. Here, we're just sharing the information, and it's free no matter what part of the planet you're on, no matter what your background is, no matter what your level of conversation is. It's just an open platform where we're able to speak not of everything, but of what matters. And that's, just trust, love, and solutions. Okay, so the point of it all and the point of our story, I'm going to take it back to this little thing. Okay, so this little edge right here, and way out of scale, way out of proportion, but our piece of our life, daily existence, our surroundings, our where we are, that personal material world is a creation of a collective thought. However, a lot of our collective thought is automated. We get up, we go to the same jobs, we do the same things, we pay the same bills, we come back, we do the same things. So we're kind of automated on this energy wheel, let's just say. So we're actually running this matrix, if you want to see it that way. But this daily routine that we're doing is what's upholding our world. And our world is great. And the first thing that we do is we realize that what we are creating is ours. We're doing it. So I, we, us, and ours. I'm creating my own world. We're creating our world. It's us. It's always been us. It's ours. It's what we're doing. So we own it. And what we think matters. What we spend time thinking about. And we begin to materialize. And when we speak about it, we begin to get more people to work with us to materialize. When we feel it, when we envision it, when we plan it, draw pictures of it, we dream it. But all of that energy that we put into it does matter. So we matter. What we think matters, what we say matters, and the way we materialize it is by speaking in this language, in a language of I, we, us, and ours. Believing I can, we are. In the material world, like this is the material world, and this is I can't. We got to say I can. This whole area that we're believing can't happen, we've got to replace it with I can. This is I can. So all the limitations are here. These are man-made limitations, and they're on the edges. We can only go this high. We can only go this far. We can only learn this much. We can only go this fast. We can only do this is our limits. These are our limits. As we grow, it doesn't matter how far we go, we still have a limit to what we can do in this direction. In this direction, it's limitless. We just become greater and bigger and fuller. So in this language, in a language of I, we, us, and ours, believing I can, we are. In the material world, like this is the material world, and this is I can't. We got to say I can. This whole area that we're believing can't happen, we've got to replace it with I can. This is I can. So all the limitations are here. These are man-made limitations, and they're on the edges. We can only go this high. We can only go this far. We can only learn this much. We can only go this fast. We can only do this is our limits. These are our limits. As we grow, it doesn't matter how far we go, we still have a limit to what we can do in this direction. In this direction, it's limitless. We just become greater and bigger and fuller. So the energy that we're putting into creating this, we use that money for something different. We use those talent, that insight, that to stop construction or stop upholding what we've been holding, and we use that to begin new stuff. Now that sounds scary because it's not a conspiracy, it's not we're going to change anything, it's not an evolution or a revolution, it's an emergence of an understanding that we can. It's just a place that we say we can. So if we can, it's just living greater, living more fulfilling. So first, in this space, we want to find the stuff that empowers us and share it. So the I can space, we're inviting everybody, but this is a call to action to share from your point of view how we can. And it's on whatever, but it's a solution. How we can eat better, dream bigger, how we can laugh more, how we can create a better business, create a better life, how we can save more, how we can, it's all about how we can. So without any judgment, if you have an idea of how we can, I can, then we can. If it works for me, it doesn't mean it works for everybody, but if it works for me, I can and we can. So I can share it, and if it helps, great, we can do it. But there are that we can do together that are far greater than what I can do alone. So as we take in all of this information of what I can do, number one, our energy gets better because I am not thinking about the pain in my neck or my foot. I'm not thinking about this issue or that issue. I'm thinking about how I can help somebody today, and it fulfills me in the moment. But I have to think about I have to eat today too. So I can't stop everything. The status quo is good, but every moment I can do something that makes me more fulfilled, that I don't have to concentrate on surviving, but every moment can thrive. I'm going to find a way to thrive and share. And weekend is this whole edge becomes filled here. We start working with nature, we start working with each other, we start working more closely, we start having a whole lot more avenues that collectively potent and collectively work than little things with a lot of time and effort to get to them and get the resources. These are more accessible and more available. This is a thought experiment. So what we think matters, what we see matters, what we feel matters, what we say matters, but not everything materializes. So there's a lot of stuff that matters, and that's love, and that's bliss, and that's peace of mind. And these things matter, but they don't materialize. But they do matter. And the things that materialize in the material world are things that attempt to fill an ability that we can get from nature. We build easier ways to medicate. Maybe I don't have access to that plant, but I can go to the store and buy this pill. And because money's made along the lines to manufacture, produce, and create a pill that will make me feel better, I don't have to go to the plant. I can just use the pill. So they found an outlet in the market, and that's what we've done is we find a market to make what we get naturally, we can serve to each other. The point of it is we can do both. We can find stuff that works for all of us and make it accessible, but with nature, natural solutions. So we already know we can do this, and we already have nature. It's doing both of them together. It's realizing that our monetary system is not working against us if we join voices. AI will predict everything here. You give it point A and point B, and it'll show you where we can go. It'll show you how far it can go. But what AI can't figure out, the string theories and the quantum entanglement, and all of that is here. It's when we emotionally make decisions. It's when we don't act according to the driving force. When the weak force gets quirky and decides, I'm going to choose direction. And that's what we're all doing right now. It's an emergence of all of us saying, hmm, I'm gonna get a little quirky. And yes, this is me, this is my life, this is everything I believe and everything I stand for, and nothing's gonna change. But it's gonna be starting to be for the whole, and it's gonna be for me, and it's gonna be self-fulfilling, but it's gonna be fulfilling for all. It's a self-fulfilling bias. It's not selfish, and it's not selfless. It's self-fulfilling, and that is our it's an emergence of that. That's our gift, is to be able to see the duality and choose and live happily fulfilled. And we have, like, all of it is right now. So we're able to see right now quantum entanglement. We can see outer space. We can see a lot of stuff electronically, and we can come up with all this data and all of this, but we can also see that there's a lot of stuff that we don't understand, that we don't know, that it doesn't make sense. But it's because it's all playing out, and we don't have the starting points on all of it. We have one point, and that it has an origin, and it's playing out, and we feel like it's a remembering, which is us. We remember, come together. It's a it's the magic, it's the mystique, it's the miraculous and all of it. But the way it operates and the way we'll be able to see it